There's currently no NHL team hotter than the Vegas Golden Knights, and really they've been hot all season long. Winners of 13 of their first 15 games to start the season. They are currently winners of 9 straight. This team is clicking on all cylinders right now. They're already kind of running away with the Pacific Division, and we're only about a month into the season. I thought now would be the perfect time to make a video, break down their start to the season. I really think this team deserves to be talked about more and deserves a ton of credit because they're proving everybody wrong right now. A lot of people wrote the Vegas Golden Knights off after they missed the postseason last year, went into the offseason in a real tough cap crunch, ultimately had to give Max Pacioretty away basically for free. And then we also learned that Robin Lehner would likely not play at all this season, which led to more people doubting Vegas, more people predicting them to miss the playoffs, and yet here they are dominating the NHL after 1 month. Let's now take a look at some of their stats. Obviously 13-2-0, 26 points, first place in the Pacific. The second place team in the Pacific currently is the Los Angeles Kings with 19 points, so they're 7 points back of Vegas, which may not sound like a lot, but this early on in the season, 7 points from first place to second place in a division, that's quite a bit of separation, and Vegas also has a game in hand over the Kings. In terms of goals for and against per game, Vegas is doing pretty fantastic in each of those categories. They're averaging 3.8 goals per game, which is third in the league, and they're only allowing 2.27 goals against per game, which is the best mark in the league. Defensively, they have been fantastic. Their shot differentials have been good as well. They're top 10 in the league in terms of shots for per game and shots against per game. Their special teams is definitely an area where I think they'd want to look to improve a little. The power play not as much as it is in the top half of the league, but their penalty kill has not been good, currently sitting at just 74.3%, which is 26th in the league. Ideally, you would want your power play percentage and your penalty kill percentage, the total numbers, to add up to be over 100, and here in Vegas's case, their power play percentage and penalty kill percentage only add up to 98.2, so their special teams definitely haven't been the strongest area of their game so far. Now I want to go ahead and take a look at some of their advanced numbers per moneypuck.com. I feel like it's always a good thing to do just to mix things up and take a look at all areas of a team. In terms of expected goals percentage, they've been fantastic, 4th in the NHL, rocking a 56.83. Corsi percentage, not so much. They're in the bottom half of the league in that category, so that just goes to show when they do get their shots and opportunities, they're usually pretty high danger chances. They're also top 5 in terms of expected goal differential, 9.43, which is 3rd in the league. Fantastic there. A 51.09 Fenwick percentage, which is 14th, so right around middle of the pack, and they're currently winning 52.1% of their faceoffs, which is 11th in the league. So although Vegas isn't dominating in terms of every advanced analytic across the board, for an example like a team like the New Jersey Devils is, they're still looking pretty good in pretty much all facets of the game. The eye test, they look great when you watch them. They obviously are getting the results. They have the best record in the league, and their advanced numbers as a whole are good. So let's now move on to some player stats. We've looked at all the team stats. Now let's see who's kind of leading the charge in terms of points and production for Vegas. So far through the first 15 games, they're being led in scoring by none other than Jack Eichel, who is back to playing at an elite level, back to playing like a superstar and being one of the best players in the league. He's already up to 19 points, which is a career high in terms of points per game for him so far. He's coming off of probably one of the most fun games he's ever had in his career, a hat trick against his former team, the Buffalo Sabres, in Buffalo. Listen, I'm no Buffalo hater. I've actually really enjoyed watching them this season. I like a lot of players on that team, but man, watching Jack Eichel do that to Buffalo in Buffalo, seeing how happy Eichel was, I couldn't help but smile when I saw that. And then second on the team in scoring, we have Chandler Stevenson, who has picked up right where he left off last season. He's got 15 points through 15 games, so he's a point-a-game player. He continues to be such a huge factor for Vegas and such an absolute steal. That trade they made with Washington to acquire him, I believe they gave up, what, like a 5th or a 4th round pick or something? Of course, Vegas hasn't been around for all that long, but at this point, that has to be one of their best trades in franchise history. Third on the team in scoring is Alex Pietrangelo, who definitely looks the best he's looked in a Vegas uniform so far. He's got 13 points in 15 games. William Karlsson's got 12 and 15. Smith also has 12 and 15, and so does Mark Stone. This is an incredibly deep team. They don't just rely on one line or one player to produce offense for them. They get production all throughout the lineup. They currently have 9 guys on the team with over 10 points. Like, these are just their top 6 scorers. They still have guys like Marchessault and Theodore who have 11 points. Nicholas was up to double digits in points. So those are the guys leading the way in terms of point production for the Vegas Golden Knights so far. Let's now shift our focus to the goaltending. This was the huge story surrounding the Vegas Golden Knights heading into the season. How are they going to fare without Robin Lehner? You know, how is a Logan Thompson and Adin Hill tandem going to look? Would that be good enough for them to be a playoff team? And that means so far so good. And not only have Adin Hill and Logan Thompson been good enough for Vegas to just stay afloat and remain in the hunt for the playoffs, the goaltending has been actually a massive reason as to why the Vegas Golden Knights have the best record in the league right now. Logan Thompson, who really took the reins as this team's starting goaltender, 8 wins, 2 losses, a 2.31 goals against, a 925 save percentage, a 5.34 goals saved above expected, and already 2 shutouts. Adin Hill, who they acquired from San Jose in the offseason, has been no slouch either. He's currently perfect with a 5-0 record, a 2.17 goals against, and also a 925 save percentage. Pretty insane that he actually has a negative goals saved above expected, but such a good save percentage. What that pretty much just means is that when Vegas does allow shots on Adin Hill when he's in the net, they're usually not very high quality. The Vegas Golden Knights really just don't have any holes on the roster right now. They're the definition of a team that is clicking on all cylinders. They're getting the goaltending. Like I said multiple times, they've been fantastic defensively, and their star players are playing like star players. They're producing like star players, and they're getting some pretty solid depth scoring as well. This is a very dangerous team, and I know that in a nutshell, it is still very, very early in this season. So many things are going to change from now till the playoffs. Guys are going to get injured. Even just over the next couple of months, so many things are going to change. But I really think this Vegas team, especially with how Colorado has looked, I know they've dealt with their fair share of injuries, but they don't look like a juggernaut by any means. I think Vegas has a legit shot this year to come out of the Western Conference, and right now I would label them as a Stanley Cup contender. My thoughts on them have definitely changed pretty quickly from how I thought about them heading into the season and how I feel about them now. If I remember correctly, I think I predicted them to finish 4th place in the Pacific, and honestly, I feel like that just goes to show how much recency bias plays a factor in everything, because yeah, obviously Vegas, missed the playoffs last year. They had a really tough year, but they were still in the hunt for a playoff spot despite all of the major injuries they had last season to key players. They only had like 25 or so games out of Jack Eichel, somewhere in that ballpark. With everything that went against the Vegas Golden Knights last year, they still were in the playoff hunt down the stretch. I really feel like people kind of just forgot how loaded this roster is when they are 100% healthy, even with Max Pacioretty gone. Now, the goaltending concern heading into the season was definitely valid, but I mean, so far Vegas is certainly reminding everybody how good of a team they really are. But that is pretty much going to wrap up this video. Those are my thoughts on the Vegas Golden Knights' historic start to the season. Obviously, I want to know what you guys think, so be sure to get down there in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts on the Golden Knights. Do you think they're legit Stanley Cup contenders? Do you think this hot start of the season is a little bit of a fluke? Just in general, all your thoughts on the Vegas Golden Knights, especially if you're a fan of the team, be vocal down below in the comments. And while you're down there, if you could, please be sure to drop a like on this video. That is the best way to show your support and the best way to let me know you guys want to see more videos like this on other teams throughout the season. And last but not least, if this was your first time checking out the channel and you want more NHL content just like this all season long, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will talk to you all soon.